Çorğagar soygulda Ülin kiten selkembe Örinlükten keldi goy Yasın homa sitkilre Dallan çorğagar soygulda Ülin kiten selkembe Nahılsın ökütten keldi goy Yasın homa sitkilbe
In northern China stretches a long, narrow corridor of land, from the forests of the Greater Khingan Mountains to the far reaches of the Tengger Desert. This is Inner Mongolia, one of China's earliest autonomous regions, and still one of its most expansive and unique. In the middle of this vast steppe lies a quiet city, not loud, not crowded, but rich in history and vital to the region's identity. Its name is Hohhot. Few realize that the story of Hohhot began with a single temple. In the late Ming Dynasty, Altan Khan built Dazhao Temple here and invited the third Dalai Lama to consecrate it. Tibetan Buddhism took root, and around the temple, a city slowly took shape. Without Dazhao Temple, there would be no Hohhot as we know it. To understand this city's origin and spirit, you have to start here.
跳大绳嘛，就是有了这种恰当。
这个是转走啊，转走咋办？咱就一圈。
A gentle turn of the prayer wheel is equal to a full recitation of Scripture. Each rotation is an act of inner purification and merit. The figure enshrined here is Amitabha, the Buddha of infinite light, the sovereign of the Western Pure Land. Devotees believe that by reciting his name and following his teachings, one can be reborn in the Pure Land, free from the suffering of samsara. Thus, this main hall stands as the spiritual heart of the entire monastery. The vibrant hanging ornaments and prayer banners form a symbolic vision of the Buddhist cosmos, not mere decoration, but visual expressions of faith and reverence guiding the practitioner's path.
哦，
In the mid-16th century, Mongol leader Altan Khan introduced Tibetan Buddhism, replacing the native shamanistic beliefs with the unifying power of the Dharma. He built the Dazhao monastery on the steppe, enshrining Amitabha Buddha. The temple soon became not only a religious center, but also a gathering place for monks, artisans, and merchants. As incense rose and people arrived, a city gradually took shape around the monastery. This was the quiet beginning of Hohhot.
зорхаагаар цойголдоо хаурин хитэн салхам бэ хажуудаг нөхөтэн гэлдэгөө яасан хомасэт кэлбэ 속인 зорхаагаар цойголдоо судлин хитэн салхам бэ 수순 늑단 길들고 야생 호마싯 흘레 수순 늑단 길들고 야생 호마싯 흘레 수순 늑단 길들고 야생 호마싯 흘레
不习惯，这一带就什么都哎。
我那个前脚过，有一个人说对了，老结实了，你去吧。哎，走点前一点。
都玩过，往上去。
哦，行。这最后想的，你这只走就行了。我每天背的了。
让俺们姑娘知道你。
像这么大一幅画多少钱呢？80块钱哈。
牛肉干先炒后买。270块钱，2斤多一点点，行了啊。
啊？
一个8块2个15。
哦。
有人上去够就是了。有啊，那
先尝尝。
多少钱一份？
一个8块2个15。
这个？
嗯。
里面是啥来着？这是奶豆腐吃。
这是奶豆腐，那是奶皮。
奶豆腐也是。
也是一样价钱，这都一样价钱。
一样的，是吗？太香了。
鸡果糕尝尝，三明汤。
来一碗。
你这个招呼不是老这个，经常他的做这个小这个啊，不是，然后也不能把这个做的。这样，他们都这样煎完给勾出来的，哎，我现在是这个得吃，这个杭州的炸我们这悄悄的，还有大小那个人墙和这个我写了，想都是，我们悄悄的就成一个有这个这个。
In Hohhot, Xiaomai is both a traditional halal food and a beloved symbol of the city's culinary identity. Its Muslim roots come from the halal standards in ingredients and preparation. But its place in the city's memory goes beyond any single group. It belongs to everyone who calls this land home.
需要喝打包。
哎，那上来这是。
西瓜跟饮料，这是虎四的饮料。虎四的饮料，西瓜跟稠，这是杏干柿饼加工出来的纯净水。
西瓜的干。
哎，西瓜尝一杯吧。7块钱一杯啊。哎，7块。虎市的特产的饮料，这是。
凉的啊。
温凉的，早起才做出来的，这是纯净水、滚水、熟水做的，这不是那个冷水做的，很困人。你需要喝是打包？打包，哎。能用的。你这喝上来会开胃的，解腻的，开胃的。哎，这是酸的，
这个现做的酸牛奶没有糖那个。
没有糖，
新鲜的牛奶现做的，多少钱买？10块的。
这是普洱店吗？对。爱吃甜的多，爱吃咸的多。
咸的吧。
这个。
都买点回家拿回家吃吧。
哪个是红糖的？
A row of takeout meals rests neatly on the low wall beneath the iron fence, as if waiting for someone, or for an unspoken rule. In most Chinese universities, campuses are open only to students and faculty. Delivery workers stop here. The wall isn't high, the gate isn't locked, but what's allowed in and what isn't has already been quietly decided. Of course, students can also choose to step outside the campus and explore the nearby food street. In comparison, the school cafeteria is clean, uniform, and nutritionally balanced, standard and proper, but lacking in surprise. Walking this not-so-long stretch of road becomes a small ritual of stepping away from campus order. Some carry freshly bought milk tea. Others scroll through their phones as they walk. Their steps are unhurried, and the air begins to carry the scent of dinner. The street isn't long, but it holds the most authentic flavors beyond the school walls. The sizzle of hot plates, the bubbling of oil, and the aroma of spices rush to greet you. Sometimes, whether a meal is good has less to do with the price and more with the freedom to choose it.
心脏冰沙西瓜汁。
爸爸，我拿。
接受这种的，这个耳朵就是166，咱也给你切到中间 C 位，就是瘦的啊。切说366啊，你要166啊？
啊，那我要行，我要行。
你要中间这个 C 位，它就是瘦的啊，这是最好缺我的啊，咱们一定要尝一尝。直接给瘦了啊，不中围开了
，30烧烤19。
那个是哈尔滨红戳，真好，老好吃了，老好吃了啊！咱们接拍的吧。
哪儿没了，姐？
不了，这家耳朵是必点的，耳朵是咱们这一锅的爆品，每天人们都不够卖这个耳朵。小龙虾一定要带一份啊！小龙虾咱们重福利啊，就这一大锅啊，满满当当的，正好煮好了。这是要卖的，我昨天把这个，这不是巨软，正好40姐妹儿，1块2块不等，我可以切说166，姐说这哎你拿说了啊，够用了，好嘞，一个人也够吃了，2块。哎呀，这点时间都是福利价，送回来了，你这点都能要了，送2饮料，这是2份啊。你看看你要不要2份啊？8号在不？8号。
这是的，这是我的。
都要，
都放。
它是大锅菜是不等，因为平时太多，1块到3块的，8块到10块的，你学起来，直接给你算完，那都免费给你退。你这俩有10几20块都够吃了啊！对，太好吃了，就99块多，肉数咱们这样。我妈学我的，哎，自己选妹妹，她自己夹，你吃啥选啥，不选的，你也不限量，要多少都可以啊。对，耳朵是必点的，这个看啊，小女生都有了。这个你们哎，对，这个姐姐夹的，这都是爱吃啥自己选。哎，对，吃啥选啥。这老弟，你们俩选上没？你觉得哎，马叔是不是早点过点？行，一会儿给你给拍一下啊。马叔也都快到了，这个啊，这个是不是给帮切的呢？
哪有个盒子？出来，哎，一个盒子。
这姐21。
过了。这哪个？
不叫么啦？
还有一点。
还有点，哎。
有点。
天哪？酥皮好吃的，老妹儿你来这。
多少要吧？1件，这块不多件。
来，这同学姐说这儿有喝的，哎，小龙虾你们一定要带一份儿。
The Genghis Khan Square in the center of Hohhot is one of the city's most iconic landmarks. For the Mongolian people, Genghis Khan is not only a world-conquering hero, but also a spiritual and ancestral figure. Although he is not the biological ancestor of all Mongolians, he is revered as a shared forefather and cultural symbol in historical, cultural, and spiritual terms. He is regarded as the founder of steppe civilization and the eternal Great Khan. His legacy lives not only in the pages of history, but also in the language, festivals, and beliefs of the people.
大片完了，大片结束了，走继续。一车里的。
We set out from Hohhot, heading north. The outlines of the city slowly fade behind us, and in the distance, the shadows of mountains begin to emerge. Not far from here lies the Chilo River, the very place once praised in an ancient nomadic song. By the Chilo River, beneath the Yin Mountains, the sky stretches like a great dome, covering the vast and boundless plains. That poetic vision now unfolds before our eyes. We are on the southern slopes of the Yin Mountains, ancient and still, watching over this land for thousands of years. Crossing a few gentle ridges, fields and villages begin to appear, stretching across the hills like a scroll of northern landscapes. we're on our way to a little-known place, Hongzhou Julongwan. Tucked deep in the mountains, it lives quietly at its own pace, like a painting forgotten by time.
철화갈 소이골도 울린 기든 살금비 어린 늑단 길들고 야생 호마싯 그래 철화갈 소이골도 우인 기든 살금비 나 홀순 그딴 길들고 야생 호마싯 글비 나 홀순 그딴 길들고 맛을 그래.
Between the city and the grassland, Hohhot stands like a place of two faces. One holds temples, squares, universities, and old streets, civil order and daily rhythm. The other opens to vast plains, wind, Morin-Kur melodies, and quiet sunsets. It blends the structure of a northern city with the freedom and rough edges of steppe culture. We've captured glimpses of life, the details of people, the warmth of food. But the city's modern face, its roads, buildings, construction sites, and visions of the future, remains outside the frame. Perhaps that too is a kind of truth. Yet this is only the beginning. Inner Mongolia's vastness reaches far beyond what we've seen. In the journey ahead, we'll head to Hulun Buir to see broader grasslands, older forests, and lives lived deeper in the land. The car moves on slowly. Wind from the steppe brushes past the window. Trees gather ahead. We've left the edge of this city behind, but its impression doesn't need a conclusion. Sometimes, the meaning of a place is found in the quiet, just before you leave.
한츠나 zorhagar soygoldo hauring kiten salkambe hajudekene kutan geldego yasen homa set kalbe